This time on Mike versus the Machine. I do a really good owl hoot.
If it's that good, how am I going to distinguish between you and a real owl?
I'll put a soft emphasis on the T. Here, let me demonstrate. Hoot! You left your first goblin dead, but the second one was able to nimbly step out of the way while screaming. So you have that.
Let's go for it.
Goblins are pretty stupid. Dungeon Master checks the character sheet, finds out that goblins have the same intelligence score as Puchirelli. Not even hitting the wood of her cover. He just completely... He over-adjusts from the cover and sails it right over her head.
And off in the distance you hear...
Aw, just a poor little birdie is now dead. Hey, that could be dinner for later. Although we used actual miniatures this time, so that was fun. But for you guys, it's the theater of the mind.
Use your imagination.
In a world full of fear and sometimes loathing, of unfathomable technological advancements, there stands one human hero. This is the Chronicle of Mike versus the Machine.
This time on Artificial Dungeons and Intelligent Dragons.
The Turkening.
Well, we find our heroes, Puchirelli and Lyra, escorting a caravan through the wildwood thicket, and on the second night, Puchirelli met a sweet doggo, but also met goblinoid disaster.
I fucked up.
But he shall have time to find recompense in goblin flesh soon enough.
I gotta find an axe beak named Turkey.
He shall redeem himself by bringing home the turkey bacon and maybe a few goblin heads with it.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, baby. Come on, let's bring it home. Bring him these goblins.
And will the mystery of the one named Lyra blossom and flower into Michael's life like a weed?
I still don't trust her.
We'll see. This time on Mike versus the Machine D&D.
Let's do it.
Okay, you find yourself leaving to go find Turkey. I believe the last thing that was said, and I'll have you repeat it. You, as we discussed previously, were telling Lyra she needs to stay behind to help with the caravan.
I said just calm the people, take care of the caravan, make sure everything's in its place, and I got a bird to catch.
I can't let you go alone.
All right, fine. Well, since you're nimble and spry, it seems, you take the treetops, I'll take the forest floor.
That's doable.
Hey, okay, but since we got to do this stealthily, you come across something, tree knocks only.
I do a really good owl hoot.
If it's that good, how am I going to distinguish between you and a real owl?
I'll put a soft emphasis on the T. Here, let me demonstrate. Hoot! Hoot!
Well, as long as it can't be as long as the goblins can't tell the difference, let's go for it.
Goblins are pretty stupid.
2 hoots for finding something, 1 hoot for still nothing.
The Dungeon Master checks the character sheet, finds out that goblins have the same intelligence score as Puchirelli. That was not a joke meant by Lyra. That is a meta joke from the Dungeon Master. Anyway,
that's the first thing I'm leveling up whenever we get this done.
I mean, it wouldn't... I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to say that's what you shouldn't do, because you will at some point get the ability to do ability scoring or improvement. For a barbarian, leveling intelligence is the wrong thing to do.
I understand that, but I can't be I can't just be some dope with an axe.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I mean, you can be. That's kind of the point with D&D, but the thing is, from a character perspective, and the fact that we're not being super serious about this, if you want to do that, that will be fine when we get to that crossroads.
All right, I'll think about it.
But I mean, here's the other thing, though. We can also potentially have you go after some artifacts that could Hell, maybe you'll find a necklace that has +1 to intelligence, or a book. If you can read, if your character can read, then you might be, or Lyra could read you a book that increases your intelligence.
I don't need a bedtime story read to me.
I mean, not if it brings you closer to your goals and your dreams.
I guess you're right. All right, whatever.
Yeah, who
All right, let's
knows?
go get this bird.
These are all things that could happen. Okay, so yes, Marlowe tells you, like, yes, boy, yeah, we can keep this ground safe. We're all on alert. We'll hope to be going to bed soon with Turkey back safe and sound, and then you can finish out your watch.
All right, yeah, hopefully this is quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Godspeed, boy.
To you too as well.
Yeah, you say that, even though he's maybe younger than you. I know your character is 35. He might be, like, maybe he's 40. Oh, no, he's in his late 40s, so he actually is younger than you, or older than you.
Okay, good.
So him saying boy, it's weird because you're almost...
Yeah, I'm an adult.
You're almost in the same place, but you are also very short. Even for a dwarf, you are short.
God damn. All right.
Yeah, so, and you did remember that you have the black eyes of a shrew?
Yeah. Thanks.
And what was the description of your brain?
Stinky.
See, that might actually be a character motivation for you to want to increase your intelligence, because then you wouldn't have such a stinky brain. That might be like the curse leveled upon you by the gods. But putting that aside, oh yeah, also, what's your religion? Say it.
Tomlinism.
Yeah, that's only going to be a joke that our NFL fans will get. But anyway, yes. So yeah, everything's secure. Marlowe hands you. Well, that's the thing though. If you want to go stealthy, do you want a torch? Because I've written out your character sheet now, and what you'll notice over on the right hand side is that as a dwarf, you have dark vision up to 120 feet.
Ah, yes. But what is that going to do for Lyra though?
Lyra is also a half elf, so she should also have
dark vision.
Some form of dark vision. Let me just look at that real quick. Yes, her dark vision is shades of gray up to 60 feet, but she's going to be up in the treetops, so she should be closer to all the action.
Moonlight? Does she at least have moonlight to see?
I mean, there might be some coming down through the cusp.
All right, I don't need a torch.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, y'all don't need torches. That's what now see here, that is one major advantage you have over Lyra. Not only are you stronger, but you can see in the dark better.
Good.
So ain't that pretty nice?
Okay, so wait, I need to come up if I spot something first before she does.
Can you make a squirrel sound?
Not loud enough.
Well, can you... How's your growl?
Nah.
Well, just scratch the back of your head. I'll see it.
Why? Fine. All right, so...
Yeah, so how do you proceed?
I holster my great axe behind my back because I want a free hand.
Yeah, what kind of apparatus do you have to hold your axe on your back?
Shit.
No, I'm asking you to describe it.
It's just your basic axe holder that you would strap onto your vest or tunic or whatever, that it just kind of clasps in there. Made of iron.
All right, so you have an iron clasp on there. Okay. Yeah. That's just flavor.
Yeah.
Okay, so you clasp your great axe on your back.
Hand axe in one hand, free hand in the other. Free hand in the other.
And then you want to proceed stealthily?
Proceed stealthily into the woods.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a little stealth check.
D20?
Yep. Yeah, unless said otherwise, yeah, it's always a 20. So this is a stealth check.
That's a nat 20.
Bro. Okay. Well, which brings you to a 24. Yeah, so in your first proceedings into these woods, yeah, like you are the knight. I guess I should roll. I should roll.
The Batman.
Yeah, I should roll for Lyra too.
Bat Dwarf.
Oof. Well,
did she fall out of the tree?
Yeah. So as you're going, you see some leaves falling out of the trees. You definitely know which tree she's in and where.
As quietly as I can, I whisper, "Are you okay up there?"
Hoot!
Would you like to come join me down here on the forest floor?
Hoot! Hoot!
Quietly climb down, please.
No, 2 hoots is a no.
Oh, I thought 2 hoots was a yes.
Did you say that?
Yes.
Whoops. Reverse that then. That's DM brain.
Okay, so she's good up there. All right, just watch her footing.
Hoot!
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, so you proceed.
Wait, can I see the tracks in the ground?
Yeah, that's what I was actually going to ask you. Give me a survival check.
That ain't
So
good.
that plus whatever your modifier is for survival under your
So
skills.
5 plus
Yours might be. It's all the way. They're in alphabetical order.
8.
All right, so a total of 8. Yeah, you don't quite get the trail yet. You kind of lose it between all the different things that are in the woods.
Ooh. I want to look for wolf tracks because wolves would probably try to track the axe beak for a meal.
Well, you just had survival, so that was part of your. So you can do that on your next.
Yeah, I think
Set
that's
of
what
things.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
Oh God, she doesn't have anything in perception. She rolled a nat 20. Yeah, so she does a bit of a perception check, and then you hear a light from very nearby. Hoot! Hey,
What do you see?
keep heading in the direction you're going. I see. I from this distance I can't quite tell. It's all just a blur of gray, but there's something. There's something up ahead in the way you're going. Trust your instincts, little dwarf.
Yeah, just follow behind and keep quiet.
Hoot! I love how square that is on the audio.
All right, I proceed in the same direction.
All right, so you keep going in that direction, basically trusting that Lyra saw something in that direction, and you do get a sense of a flurry of activity in that general direction. Going with what you said previously about the wolf tracks, or wanting to look for wolf tracks. Between the wolf tracks and looking for whatever other kind of tracks there are, give me one more survival check.
8. That's another 8.
Another 8. All right, so you really don't get much of a sense of what's happening up ahead. I'm going to give her one more perception check. All right, neither does she. So you keep heading in that direction, and you come upon, you start to see, well, not a structure, but some wood in a strange configuration. It looks like maybe it was something that was broken. Could have been a building or a vehicle of some sort. There's a lot of wood, and it's in a disarrayed state. How would you want to... And you see something rummaging within.
I, as stealthily as humanly possible, just keep getting closer to it till
Okay.
I can make out what's there.
Okay, so give me a stealth check.
10.
10. Okay. So...
So 10 plus 4 is 14.
Oh, you're at a 14. Okay. So you approach, and what I'm about to describe that you see doesn't notice your approach. It is rather distracted. What you find as you approach is what looks to be the remains of a broken down caravan wagon. It has been there for a decent while, and it has been rummaged and
It's been ransacked.
It's
There's
been
nothing of value here.
Yeah, it's been ransacked to a heavy degree. But there must have been some scrap or morsel within, because as you approach, Turkey has their head stuffed into a vacant corner of this broken down caravan, and is attempting to chomp on some sort of left behind morsel.
Okay, see that I have a rope in my inventory.
Okay.
I tie the rope into a lasso.
Okay. With your stealth check and with how distracted Turkey is, none of this activity is noticed as of yet.
Okay, so now I'm just waiting for him to pop his head up so I can try to lasso him and wrangle him. I do notice that I am out of dried meat.
Oh, you have it. I have rations put down there. I mean, it's fine. You have a little bit of meat.
All right, and my
Remember, one of your traits, your
animal
vices. Well, no, one of your vices was that you have a constant craving for sticks of flesh and the dew of mountains.
Yes.
So you would always have both of those on your person.
Okay, so now I'm just basically playing the waiting game to if I can at least I holster on my side holster my hand axe, pull out a meat stick. So I have the rope, the lasso in one hand, meat stick in another, and now I'm just playing the waiting game for Turkey to pop his head up and hope that I can use my skill with animals and he comes to the meat stick. That way I can gently slip.
How do you know Turkey's a boy?
That way Turkey can come get the meat stick and I can gently put the lasso around him and then lead him back to camp.
Okay. So you did put your hand axe away, you said.
Yes.
Okay. Never mind what's happening over here. So you wait for the first turn here. Which skill? Probably still just... I think survival's probably your best, one of your best skills, correct? I guess I should look at
It's a +3.
of the skills that would be relevant, I'll still go. We'll go with stealth.
All right.
So throw me a stealth.
And stealth is a +4.
That's your +4.
16.
16 total.
Yes.
Okay, so you wait, and yeah, Turkey is still very much into what they're doing. No change.
All right.
Will you do something different or stay or stay the same?
I lightly whistle to try to get Turkey's attention.
Okay. Throw me an animal handling.
That's a +3.
Okay.
That's an 18.
18. Okay. Give me your little whistle. Okay. Getting a sound that would be appropriate for an Axbeak's attention. Turkey jolts their head up because we haven't checked yet. We also haven't asked them. You could do talk to. I don't think you have talked to animals, but you could find somebody who has the spell talk to animals and actually find out their identity. But either way, Turkey jolts up and looks around. What will you do now?
Present the meat stick.
Okay, and with your animal handling skill, I would say that is
that's a +3.
fairly sufficient. But go ahead. Do you just hold it? Hold the stick out? Like, are you luring them to you?
Actually, no. I'm going to place the meat stick on the ground in front of me.
Okay.
So I don't want to lose my hand in this instance.
Okay. So for the second round of what we're doing here, I'll say give me one more animal handling.
19.
Okay. So as you sit there stealthily within the forest, you know the precise behaviors to present to not freak out Axbeak or freak out an Axbeak. So Turkey feels fairly safe in coming up to you, and it begins to eat the meat stick.
Okay.
Now what do you do?
Step 1 done. Step 2 is gently place the lasso around Turkey.
Okay. I'm going to give you a sleight of hand on this one to try to do that action without spooking or alerting.
Can I also say I'm gently patting it to try to keep him calm?
Yeah, I would say as a part of your really good animal handling role. Yeah, exactly. Yes, you are giving Turkey sweet pets. You've given them food. They're very comforted and not on high alert.
All right, good. All right, so this should be easy. Okay, so this is for, what'd you say, sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand.
And that is a +4. It's not a nat 20, but it's a 20.
A dirty 20. All right, so you get that lasso around Turkey's neck, and I would assume your next move.
Lead that. My next move is okay, Lyra, get down here.
All right, she descends, but she is crouching in the shadow of that tree.
There was something in there. As while I tend to Turkey, try and see what they were trying to get at in there. You seem slim enough that you could probably fit your head into that hole and possibly an arm.
I can fit a lot of things into a lot of things. I'll go ahead.
Thanks. You didn't need to make it weird, but thanks.
So she goes ahead. I'm going to give her. So as she approaches the caravan, or the broken down wagon, she stops in her tracks and says very quietly, "Tie Turkey to that tree."
Okay. Come on, Turkey. You're just going to stay here now. Here. I tie Turkey to the tree and put a few more meat sticks on the ground.
Thank you for taking care of Turkey.
Put a few more meat sticks on the ground, and I go and ask her, what's up?
So you walk back up to her?
Yeah. What do you see?
Something.
Okay, which direction?
What? And as she lets out that little, frightened isn't the correct word, it's more an apprehensive hoot, you hear a bit of rustling from beyond the cusp of the little clearing that you find yourself in.
Stay put. I'm going to circle around and see if I can get behind this thing.
As you say that, 5 figures jump from out of the tree line.
All right, Lyra, stay with me now.
All right, let's roll for initiative.
I am going to...
No.
I'm just rolling. Oh.
Roll for initiative. Oh, yeah, I didn't actually...
And it's a 5.
Well, a 5 plus... What's your initiative modifier? Okay, her initiative thing is a +2. That's because Puchirelli has the... I picked for you the alert feat, which gives you... I think you can't be surprised, and you get a +2 to initiative. All right, you got a 9. Lyra has a 10, and I'm going to roll just once for all the goblins. The goblins will all just go on the same turn. All right, the goblins go first.
Shit. Oh, Christ.
Goblins go on initiative order 12. Lyra at a 10. You said a 9?
Yeah.
Yep, and then...
Lyra back to back.
Well, it's not really going to work for her. Alright, so all the little goblins...
Oh, Jesus, here we go. What are these goblins armed with? Just short swords, daggers?
They're armed with whatever the hell they want to be armed with.
Oh, great.
Your left to right, we have Snaggletooth. And then I'll tell you what you see. A goblin with a chipped fang who believes he's the best singer in the band. He constantly hums out of tune during fights, much to the annoyance of his comrades. So, goblin here, you see with the chipped fang, and he is humming a tune as he comes out of the tree line.
Oh, dear Lord.
Next one over is Wheezy, a goblin with a wheezing laugh, who carries a rusty crossbow that never seems to shoot straight, but he keeps trying to plink adventurers from afar.
All right.
So that's your ranged boy. All right, next one down, his name is Snoz. What you see is a goblin with an oversized nose. He insists he can smell treasure and trouble a mile away. He's probably the one that noticed that there was somebody rummaging around this abandoned wagon.
All right.
He's usually wrong, but in this case he's right. But he's extremely proud of his nose. And then you have Blinky. This is probably the goblin that scares you the most, because he blinks rapidly, pretty much all the time, and he's in charge of carrying a small drum to announce their arrival, despite the whole point of being sneaky. So with this piece that was written, I now can retcon that that's how you know this battle has begun, and there is no sneaking for either side. They were being sneaky, but he jumped in and he has hit his bell. You see...
All right.
You see Snoz next to him throw a rock at him and say, "We're supposed to be silent." And he's like, "But hitting the drum is fun." And battle shall begin.
I can speak Goblin, it says here.
Yes, you can. So you understood what they were saying to each other. That's how you could understand their language. All right, so all of the goblins are going to take their little movie boys. As I'm doing this, I'm going to be kind of away from the mic, so if you desire, you can describe your reactions to what I'm doing on the map.
Okay, so, alright, no, oh, that's not the one I wanted getting in close. Shit.
I'm also going to say goblins are stupid, so whichever ones have picked melee or range, that is what they want to do. Right. This goblin is clutching his scimitar, and he is charging with his... If he has a bow, it is on his back. He wants to get in there and fight. This next one, however, they're also... I'm not moving them diagonally, because goblins are little clumsy boys. So they're going to be a little bit clumsy with their approach.
All right, works for me.
So, who is that there? That is Wheezy. And Wheezy is going to nestle up behind some wood on the caravan, giving him cover. And he is going to pull out his crossbow, and he's going to take a will-be shot at Lyra.
All right, Lyra, you're stealthy. You can do this.
Well, stealth has nothing to do with it.
Oh, you're nimble.
Jack be nimble. Jack be quick. But she wasn't able to avoid this goblin's pointy stick that he shot. Okay, so that is a hit on Lyra. All right, doing 4 damage. She didn't enjoy that.
Oh, hell.
Okay. So, let's see here. Snoz is going to run up.
That's right, get in his way.
Snoz charges around the back end of the wagon, going, "Hey, you don't get first straw at that little goblin. I'm gonna get him."
I tell him, I say, "Bring it, fucker."
Do you say that in Goblin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely demoralizes him a little bit. So this final Goblin, that is Blinky.
With his little fucking drum.
While Blinky is banging away on his drum, so he's gonna come in from behind, but having heard your verbal strike, he wants to see if he can hobble the goblin, or hobble the dwarf from behind. He's gonna take a sweet little swing at those why do I keep mixing up dwarf and goblin? He's going to take a little swing at those dwarven legs. All right, so this is against your AC. So he gets a 6+4 as a 10, which I am fairly certain.
I have a 15 armor class.
Means he misses. So, what was that? Blinky? Blinky takes a little swing at you, but Blinky was underestimating the stout strength of a dwarven leg.
Tree trunks these are.
Yeah.
Well, more like stumps, but
One of the pieces of the metal of your greave. Is that the word for boot? A greave? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, the metal of your greave deflects the shot. And so all the goblins have had a turn. So now it's going to be Lyra's turn.
Can she see the head of Wheezy over the cover?
I mean, you're ahead. You don't know what she can see or can't
I
see.
guess you're right.
With him kind of focusing on you. Now, here's the thing. Here's something I'm going to teach you with D&D. There is something called an opportunity attack. If you haven't used a reaction within one set of, like in one round, if somebody tries to leave adjacency to you, if they try to move away from an active monster, another being, they will get an opportunity attack against them. So if she tried to move another space away, then that goblin would get to try to hit her.
Okay, swipe at her.
So instead, she's kind of sidling beside the wagon, but keeping an eye defensively on him. She steps back that way, and she is going to let loose a bit of vicious mockery.
Get it. Should I plug my ears for this?
No, it's going to be vicious to him.
Okay, good.
Okay, it's a -1. All right, so for this first time that she's used... Well, you did see her use it...
On a rat.
She used this on a rat, and she killed that poor rat because she just demeaned his entire existence. I'm going to read it out to you. You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at one creature you can see or hear within range. And then they make a wisdom saving throw, or they take damage, but then they also have disadvantage on their next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. So she's also going to be trying to instill disadvantage on freaking sweet...
Well, whatever she's doing...
Sweet Wheezy.
Yeah.
She's going to try to put her...
No, I thought it was Blinky.
No, that's she's hitting... She didn't leave the aura of Blinky, but she is trying to attack poor sweet little Wheezy, who hit her with a vicious assault. Okay, so he is going to... no. See, goblins roll the green die.
All right, that makes sense.
And he fails. So... why?
Very little damage, I'm assuming.
Oh, she dealt 1 damage. So she dealt 1 damage, but he also has disadvantage.
All right.
Okay. So that's Lyra's turn. Oh, and she also, as she did this, she's also using a part of this wagon as cover.
All right, good.
And the way cover works is it adds to your AC.
Nice.
Okay, so she has taken cover there. She wouldn't have that cover with this goblin, but it seems like all the melee goblins have a focus on Dwarfy Boy. They see you as the greatest martial threat here, which is true.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Okay, so it is now Puchirelli's turn. What shall Puchirelli do?
Come here, little drummer boy.
Oh, you're going to attack the one that... Yeah, so because in that case you don't have to move. Because the thing with D&D is you have your move, and then you have your action. You also have bonus actions and reactions and free actions. We can get into all that at some point, and I can tell you what you can do. You can do a little bit of talking during.
Yeah. That's
free action. You can also pick things up, pull out a weapon, things like that. But in this case, you don't have to move then attack. You can attack then move. You can also, once you get multiple attacks, you can actually move, do an attack, move, do another attack. There's a lot of leeway, but for now, you have 1 attack and you have your 30 feet of movement. And at the moment, you're saying you want to attack.
Yeah.
Was it Blinky?
Yeah, come here, drummer boy.
Little drummer boy. You unleash your own vicious insult.
Fuck your mother.
Which has no subtle enchantments, but it does hurt his feelings. And then I would assume you're going to...
I also tell him that he's not worthy of my great axe, so I pull out my hand axe.
No, Michael, you're going to want to use the great axe.
On these little piss ants?
Michael.
Fine.
This is your first combat session I'm doing with you, and I'm trying to teach you D&D, like modern D&D. You're in combat. You want to use your great axe.
Fine. He asked for it.
You want to use your main weapon.
I unholster my great axe from behind me with a malicious grin on my face. I also, since they can see me, reach into my pocket, pull out a smoke stick, light it, and say, "It's on."
Okay, you've said a lot of things, but I'm going to say that some of this stuff that you've said also was being said during other people's turns. So at that point, you say it's on, you pulled your axe and your smoke stick, and you're basically pulling... This will be lost on you, but it's almost like you're giving me Oron from Final Fantasy X, where he would pull out his pouch of rice sake, take a swig, and then attack people. Like, so with you, it's having the smoke stick in. Let's roll.
Let's do this.
All right. So give me a little attack on the goblin. Oh, well, wait a minute. Do you want to throw down your die, or for your first attack of this encounter, do you want to use the Kool-Aid die?
Oh, we gotta use the Kool-Aid bad die. We gotta use that
Okay.
Kool-Aid die.
All right. So you're going to attack little goblin.
Yep. And it is in 11
11 plus what? 4?
for strength. Yeah. So 15.
A sweet little cleave with that axe. So give me a little damage roll, which I think this is why I said you want your great axe. With your hand axe, you roll a d6.
I do. I roll a d12.
With a great axe, you roll a d12. All right, let's see if he kills this little goblin.
Then it's a 9.
9 total.
9 total.
Oh,
9 total.
oh! How does he die?
His head comes off and rolls towards his brethren.
Oh, okay. So you kind of cleave this way, so that when the axe hits, you kind of like with the axe carry his head and thrust it this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll use his downed figure to represent where his head landed.
Oh, and I also pick up his drum as my newest trophy.
Yeah, well, we can.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going to be looting these bodies.
Well, I mean, technically, I can probably give you the free action of just making sure you get the drum now.
Yeah.
You know, as basically as a bit of RP, you're just like, this is mine.
Yeah.
However you want to go with that.
Right now.
Let me look at how the new 2024 rules work. Ah, okay. Okay, so you don't get to use your cleave in this instance.
Okay.
Because the creature that you hit with the melee attack, the other creature needs to be within 5 feet of the first one. So they would need to have been around here. So what we're setting up here is probably your chance to cleave maybe on these two boys.
Good.
So we can test out a new 2024 D&D rule, because I haven't really looked into that much. Okay, so that's Puchirelli's turn. Do you want to move? Do you want to charge toward them, let them come at you, maybe flank around? How do you want to move anywhere?
Who's next?
And then you just stand your ground?
Standing my ground.
Okay, so you plant your little dwarven feet into the soft peat beneath, and
I shout an insult about their mothers.
And then you shout another insult, and they're just so offended. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do Lyra's first. What is that? Wheezy?
Yeah, she's aiming for Wheezy because she
Yeah, freaking Wheezy. Freaking Wheezy. All right, so Wheezy stays in his cover, and he's going to shoot at Lyra. Let me just look at where cover is.
Remember, you are also Lyra is also covered, so she gains. I think you said +4.
I actually didn't say anything.
I thought she gained +4 for AC for undercover.
You didn't. I didn't say a single number about cover. But it's actually +2 because I'm gonna give them both half cover. So she gets +2, which I think puts her at a 15. That ain't bad, but he also has...
She's even with me now.
But he also has disadvantage from her vicious mockery, which means advantage is when you roll... Advantage and disadvantage are when you roll 2 dice. Advantage, you get the higher one. Disadvantage, you get the lower one.
Got it.
Yeah, he doesn't hit. So yes, that crossbow bolt just sails past Lyra, not even coming close to her, not even hitting the wood of her cover. He just completely he over adjusts from the cover and sails it right over her head.
And off in the distance you hear,
Aw, just a poor little birdie is now dead. Hey, that could be dinner for later.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna go find that later.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that on here. I'm gonna write the word up in the top right corner of my little boogie board. Bird. Separate from turkey. Turkey is going to be written on the top left.
Yes. Random shot bird.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put shot bird. Shot bird. Okay. So then the other two dwarves. Damn it. The other two goblins are going to charge the dwarf. Okay, so they are both going to attack you. Okay. Yeah, one gets a 9 and one gets a 10. So,
armor class 15.
Yep. So, I would say,
ping, ping.
I would say one of them hits you in the breast of your plate. Well, you don't wear plate, but the breast of your armor. And he dusts the grease of the scimitar off of his armor. And then the other one, you get your great axe up, and he bashes against the hilt, putting just the slightest of little tiny dents. Not a full dent, more like a dint.
This makes me very angry.
It would, because craftsmanship is a proud dwarven aspect, yes.
Hey, you nicked my axe. Now I gotta nix you.
Oh, yeah. They definitely are a bit intimidated at this point. Okay, so I'm going to say that the goblin's turn was a failure. And we are now...
Are they standing in line, like in a row, like side by side?
They are standing side by side. You're definitely set up for some good times here. Okay, so Lyra... See, that's the thing. She does less damage with it, but part of me wants to throw the dagger. Because throwing the dagger is kind of fun. But then again, the vicious mockery is nice just because of getting that disadvantage. So, I kind of feel like...
Hey, that disadvantage got us dinner.
It did. Yeah, I would say she's probably going to just go with vicious mockery again. And, yep, the goblin does fail again because they have a -1 for their wisdom. So it's not great for them. This time, does 4 psychic damage. You probably aren't paying much attention, but as she screams out some words in Elven that you don't really understand, and no one here does, you realize that the spell works a lot more with the enchantments in the yelling than the actual words themselves. So it's a little different from your mocking.
I'm just having fun.
Yeah, with your mocking jabs where the words matter. Those enchantments, if you see out of the corner of your eye, Wheezy over there is definitely looking mentally shaken, but he's still standing.
All right,
and yeah, Lyra will stay in place. Now we come to Puchirelli. So I would say probably the goblin's right in front of you.
Both of them.
Yeah, but I mean, for now, it's probably just the one right in front of you. I mean, actually, no, I'll ask you. Standing in this configuration, would you swing from the right?
I'm swinging side to side, baby.
No, that's what I'm saying, but would you swing from right to left or from left to right?
Right to left. I'm right-handed.
Right to left. So, yes, it's the one right in front of you that you would start with. All right, but that's the thing, though. If you want your cleave, you got to hit first.
I know.
So, roll that up.
That's a 17.
You rolled a 17?
Oh, that's a
21.
That's a 21.
Okay, so you absolutely hit the first little goblin boy there. All right, so here's the thing. Give me a damage roll.
9.
All right, so go ahead and roll for attack again against the second goblin.
Oh, so attack roll.
Yeah.
So it's the 12 again.
No,
Nice.
no. Attack roll. That's your cooldown, man.
12.
All right, so you missed on the second hit, so he dodges out of the way. The first one, however, dies. So describe for me how that all goes.
I went for more suffering on this hit, so I didn't go for the head. I cleaved him at the torso.
All right. So, okay, so that does work. So by going through the torso, you lost a bit of momentum, and by the time you exited his torso, by the time you exited the wound, you left your first goblin dead, but the second one was able to nimbly step out of the way while screaming. So you have that.
Is he shitting his pants?
A little bit.
What's that I smell, goblin?
You'll regret that for killing, he thinks for a moment, Snaz.
You want to know what Schnoz is going to be to me? Another trophy.
Snaggletooth does not look impressed with that. You don't know his name, though. But just to let you know, to let Mike A know, Snaggletooth does not look pleased at that. Okay, so that was your turn. Remember, you can't move away from him or anything, but did you want to, like, sidle around him? I mean, you can move away if you wanted to take the opportunity attack, but you have no reason to do that. But would you want to, like, sidle around or reposition yourself in any way for any reason?
Am I still facing him? Or is he like...
Yeah, you're both right here.
No, why? Why would I move? Bring it on. Come on. You talked about...
I mean, it's tactical, because if you wanted to, you can move in front of here. I'm not going to let you do it now, because you said you were staying. But what if he tried to run by you and hurt Turkey for some reason? Or what if you wanted to be protective of Lyra, because you found out you're kind of falling in love with her? What if you wanted to, like, move in between the two of them? What if you wanted to come over this way so you'd be closer to this guy, so maybe you could get him and maybe try to go after him? None of those options really matter, and none of it really pertains, but I'm just telling you, it's something to think about.
All right, well, I stand my ground, and I keep my eyes locked on him.
Okay, you are in battle. Oh, I forgot. Oh, my God.
I'm in battle mode, bitch.
Oh, my God. Michael, I forgot. You have rage.
I don't need to be wasting my rage on this.
That was the big thing we talked about.
Yeah, I know. I'm not wasting rage on this.
Yeah, I mean, we really didn't need it, but you can rage twice per long rest. But here's the thing, you technically don't know when the next time you're going to get a long rest is.
Exactly.
And you may or may not have more battles to face. But yes, so for next time, we'll just need to remember that you have rage. And I actually didn't write on your character sheet what rage does, so I might need to amend that. Yeah, so here's what we forgot. As you can do it as a bonus action if you aren't wearing heavy armor. You get while you're in rage, you get damage resistance, which means bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage is halved. So all weapon damage against you is halved. When you make an attack using strength, which you do, and you deal damage, you get a bonus to the damage that increases as you level. Okay, so with another goblin cleaved, but a second goblin sadly not cleaved yet. Puchirelli's turn ends, and we come upon a goblin's turns. And we'll go with Lyra's goblin first, as we did before.
All right.
Yes, he has disadvantage.
Yes, he does.
And I think he would stay focused on Lyra, because he wants to make sure she doesn't sneak around to the side. And,
so he hasn't noticed that 2 of his brethren are dead.
No, he's just hoping to take out the weaker target. Which is also closer to him, so he can maybe try to run away. He absolutely does not hit. He does not even come close. This bolt lodges itself within some of the wood in her cover, and having been mocked viciously and having his mind almost completely racked by said mockery, I think he's gonna choose to run.
Don't let him get away.
Okay. So this little goblin has pretty much made it to the tree line. Definitely still within sight. Now let's let the second goblin try to do some work on a nice dwarven body. Oh, did I get it? Ooh, baby. So that is a 15.
And now my armor class is a 15.
Yep, so it hits.
Ooh, I thought it was negated.
No, it at the number or above, so he does hit. His sweet little scimitar comes down into your little dwarven bully. All right, so that's a 4. So 4 plus 2, he deals 6 sweet damage to your body, leaving you at 10. Okay. All right. So he says, who was it that you just killed? Was that... Oh,
the only one that's left is Snaggletooth. I don't know.
Yes. You killed Snaz. This is what you get for killing Snaz.
Was that supposed to be a tickle?
He definitely looks rattled. As he attacks, he moves slightly this way. He doesn't get any cover or anything with the wagon, but he's kind of, you know how you kind of...
He's backed into a corner, essentially.
He's backing himself into something that he hopes maybe he could use to his advantage at some point, but he's kind of desperate and in a poor state. He definitely also has kind of noticed that his friend Wheezy is running, so he's hoping he could find some way to get away, but we'll see. All right, so we now come to Lyra. So she is going to come around to this edge of the broken down wagon, and she's going to bring out that sweet dagger of hers.
Do it, Lyra. Get him. We cannot allow any escapees.
No witnesses.
And I want my trophies.
You do have one trophy. You have a drum.
I have one right now, yes. Yes, I have one as of now.
Okay. So she is going to throw a dagger.
She missed.
Well, here's the thing. She got a 1. She rolled in that 1. So she goes to throw... She was supposed to be the chosen one. She was supposed to outdo you and not be the mockery of this group. She, with a nat 1, I'm going to say she goes to throw her dagger, but there is a bit of moistness to her palm. I'm going to say it's a little bit of... There was a little bit of...
Blood. It's blood.
No, it's not blood. Something...
She got hit with an arrow. Just make it blood.
Oh, she did get hit. I was going to say it was something from the caravan, but yeah, blood will work. So a bit of blood has rested on her palm, and as she goes to throw her knife, it slips out of her hand backward, and that dagger flops into the broken caravan and comes to a rest next to the goblin's feet that's in front of you.
Okay.
Sorry!
You need to get better at this. I mean, I get we all have off days, but seriously, get that goblin.
And I thought I was the one with vicious mockery. Okay, so Lyra fucked up. So I'm going to say, Lyra's turn is done. Now it is Puchirelli. And Puchirelli is squared up with a sweet gobbo with a chipped tooth.
Tell me, goblin, have you made peace with whatever god you pray to?
Maglubiet will welcome me at the gates.
Good.
He says with a large amount of fear in his eyes.
Tell him I said more are coming.
And Puchirelli rolls
11.
a total of 11.
Well, wait, no, it's 7 plus...
7 plus 4 is 11.
Yeah, so 11.
Okay, so all of your words were on point, but you feel that maybe Maglubiet was looking out for this sweet gobbo as your axe sails over his head. So sad.
Shit! Lyra, get that other little fucker.
And I would assume you just stay your place
in
front of him. So we're up to the goblins. So this goblin is going to take the disengage action, which is how you get away from somebody that has, so that they don't get an opportunity attack against them.
Okay.
So he will take the disengage action, and he will bolt directly backward. The other little goblin, Wheezy. Wheezy is beginning to go into the trees. He's kind of hard to see from your vantage point. You can still make it out, but he is starting to get away. I will say Wheezy here is trying to be smart enough to cover his retreat by firing back at Lyra. This time, since she didn't do Vicious Mockery, he doesn't have disadvantage, so he gets a straight-up attack on her. Whew, and he hits. So as he's running away, he leans up against a tree, turns back, and fires his bow, dealing...
Is it a killing strike?
Well, okay, so the way this works in D&D, you're not dead, at least not right away.
Is it a downing strike?
But, yeah, he does down her. So as he's running away, she doesn't quite expect an arrow bolt, and that bolt catches her in a weak spot, and Lyra is downed.
Shit.
Ow!
Decision time.
Puchirelli, finish it!
By meaning the goblins or you? Are you
Not
asking
me!
Are you asking for the sweet release of death?
Okay, so at this point, she falls unconscious.
Shit.
Okay, so that was the goblin's turn. That goblin was very successful, but it is now Lyra's turn.
Can she heal herself? Oh, no, she's unconscious.
No. Let me look up real quick. So I will tell you, with the way D&D works, with death, you end up getting what's called a death saving throw. Basically, before you have the ability to come over and stabilize someone. And when you stabilize them, you negate having to do death rolls, and they are just at... I think they stay at 0 hit points. Or you can give them a healing potion, which we haven't really done healing potions yet.
I don't have any of those.
No. You can basically stabilize them at 0, and then... Or maybe it's 1... we're going to find that out real quick. But, okay, 197. Now, here is the thing. If you take a hard enough hit, if you get dealt enough damage, I think it's your hit point maximum. Basically, if you would go below 0 to a negative number that's higher than your hit point maximum, like you have 10 damage right now, or you're at 10 health right now.
Yeah.
If 27 points of damage would be done to you, I think that you'd be dead outright. Yeah, so instant death. Massive damage can kill you instantly. When damage reduces you to 0 and there's damage remaining, you die if the remaining damage equals or exceeds your hit point maximum. So yeah, it's exactly what we just said.
So what about her? How many?
So if damage reduces you to 0 hit points and fails to kill you, which yeah, it was only like 2 or 3 over, she falls unconscious. This unconsciousness ends if you regain any hit points. So on a turn, oh yes, that's what it is. So you roll a d20, and you need to get 10 or higher for a success, and under that is a failure. So we're going to do that for her. So she has 1 success. So she's over there doing fine enough. And now it's Puchirelli's turn. So you have 3 options. You have 2 living goblins. One that's really far away, that you may or may not be able to hit. You have one that's closer that you could run up to and you could whack. Lyra is unconscious, but
she told me to finish it.
But yeah, she doesn't appear to be in any serious danger. It doesn't look awful. And she told you to finish it before she passed out. So,
hey, Chip Tooth, I'm coming for you.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every space is 5 feet. You have 30 feet of movement, so you have 6 spaces at this point. So you used 5. Diagonals do work. I basically just threw in that little bit of like a DM's Mercy RP that the goblins couldn't move diagonally because they were stupid. Technically, they have the same intelligence as you, but they are kind of monsterish.
Yes.
They're humanoids. They're not really monsters, but whatever. These ones are particularly stupid, and that's they are a group known as the Sneaky Spears, I'm going to say. Even though none of them, as Marlo told you earlier, none of them carry a spear. So why are they called the Sneaky Spears?
Who knows?
Who knows? Anyway, they're a bunch of dumbass goblins, and you're going to try to cleave this one. All right, come in, big boy.
A dirty 20. 16 plus 4.
All right, that is definitely a hit. Roll that D12 to see if you cleave this boy.
Oh, and it was a nat 12.
All right, you got that 12, so 12 plus 2
14
is 14. You have done double the damage to that boy. And how does he die? How does he go?
This one I took personally because he did damage to me. Axe raised above head and straight down.
Did you pull the Terrifier 2 in reverse?
That was Terrifier 1.
Was it Terrifier 1? Okay.
Yeah, he sawed the chick in half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, you pulled the pyramid head, but with axe. There we go. All right, so he has been cleaved vertically, and he has now been slen. I'll tell you now, you used 5 movement, so you probably just move one this way. There is now one goblin on the field, one Puchirelli, and one unconscious Lyra.
Don't forget Turkey!
And Turkey over there, tied to a tree. Yeah, I haven't really mentioned. Turkey is...
He's napping.
No, he is not napping. Or they are not napping. We don't know their gender. No, Turkey is absolutely... He's not they're not not out, but tied to the tree securely, because a dwarf would not tie a knot loosely. Yeah, Turkey is... there's no danger of Turkey getting away, but Turkey is definitely nervous.
All right.
But that is the end of your turn.
Get back here, you goblin cocksucker!
So now we just have one sweet goblin. Yeah, so I'll say he will train his crossbow at you. How? That is a 20. That is a critical hit on you, my boy.
Shit.
So if we're gonna do crits the way they're supposed to be done, so the way the original rules work is that when you score a critical hit, you just roll the damage dice twice and then add them together. So you'd still get a +2, like if you did a critical hit. You'd still get +2, but you'd roll 2d12.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll 2d6.
I'm not making it out of this. I already know it.
Maybe not.
I only have 10 hit points. I'm not living. I already know that this is how it goes. But I go out in glorious battle!
No. 7 damage.
Oh my god, I have 3 HP left.
But the goblin immediately beelines off the board here.
Fuck, he got away.
Which we're going to count as, yes, he got away. His mind rattled, and I need to make sure I make a note of who survived. That was Wheezy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put some asterisks on Wheezy there, because Wheezy survived, and the rest of them died. So you have been gravely injured. Lyra is unconscious. So what combat has been ended. What do you do?
I need to loot these bodies. First, I loot the bodies to see if there's any kind of healings.
Is that what you do first?
First, I go tend to Lyra.
Yes, thank you. You go and stabilize Lyra.
Do I have to roll for that?
What's your medicine?
My medicine is a +1.
Okay. So, we're actually going to do a little contest here. So, that was the goblin's turn. So we come to Lyra's turn. Okay. She has another success. Go ahead and roll me a 20 with that, and then with that +1.
17.
Okay, so you were successfully able to administer first aid, and you stabilize her. So she's at a 0. What I will say, the way this will work, she's been stabilized. So what we'll end up doing is she takes basically just takes a short rest while you go and you start your looting. So she's basically, you've stabilized her, but she is sleeping off to the side, and yeah, you can begin your rummaging. So what would you like to do first?
All right. Well, first I want first off, I'm gonna, since I guess the closest one to me would have been Snaggletooth. I first take his tooth.
Okay,
that's my trophy. Off
Go
the
ahead.
body.
You can write these down. I would say I want to look for the best place. Oh yeah. We'll flip this over.
Put it under. I'm gonna put it under treasure.
Yeah. Go ahead and put
Chipped goblin tooth.
Yeah. So you have your drum. Remember your drum, and in parentheses, go ahead and put Snaggletooth.
Drum.
And then you have Blinky's drum.
Okay.
I mean, you don't really know the names. That's more for me, just in case I want to reference it later. And then what do you take from...
I'm taking that nose.
You want that nose. All right. Are you gonna pickle it?
Pickling that nose, yep.
Okay. All right. So you have a trophy from each of your goblins.
And now I want to loot the bodies.
Yeah, I mean, they just have rusty scimitars, short bows. They really have nothing of monetary value on them.
Not a healing potion, nothing.
Go ahead. Give me an investigation check.
Bupkis.
What did you roll?
3.
3, yeah. No, you don't find anything of particular healing importance
then
there.
I at least try to take their tattered rags and make bandages.
Okay. Yeah, you'll replenish what you used whenever you tended to Lyra. All right, so with the bodies, do you do anything with the bodies?
I want to walk over, and my first action is to walk over, calm down Turkey.
Okay, nice.
Because it's over, everything's over with. and I want to lead him to the bodies to see if he's hungry.
Okay. Turkey definitely already has one mouthful of goblin from earlier. That is not a goblin that you saw here, because that goblin straight up died. But yeah, so which one do you want Turkey to feast on first?
The closest one to Turkey probably would have been Schnoz. So.
No, that'd be the body of Blinky.
Okay, yeah. Lead him over to Blinky.
Okay. All right, so with Turkey, with Lyra stabilized, with Turkey grazing on the sweetened flesh of goblin, what lies before you is a little caravan, and we're gonna see. All right, so there anything of gold, monetary value, supplies, things like that have absolutely been looted, but there's definitely, you can see there's definitely some items that could be potentially of interest here. What do?
I salvage what I can out of the wreckage.
Okay. All right,
Meanwhile, I'm don't forget, I'm holding on to the rope. Like, Turkey's not...
Oh, I mean, you could have, if you wanted to. You could have tied him off on, like, a piece of the wagon or whatever.
As long as it's stable, yeah. As long as he can't run off with it.
Okay, but I erased our battle. I'm going to write shot bird, because we need to remember to go get that bird for dinner.
Yeah, get the bird.
Okay, so I'm going to have you roll an investigation.
So it's just a straight 20, nothing plus.
No pluses? Okay. So this is all on the dice.
9.
We got a 9?
Yeah.
All right. I want you to roll a d6.
1.
All right, this is just to choose something, so rolling high or low doesn't really matter. Okay, so first, during your investigation, you find a blood-stained map. A partially burned map shows the surrounding region, but certain key locations are circled in red. One of them being a long-forgotten ruin or hideout. The bloodstain suggests someone fought hard to keep this information hidden. And you can tell, from looking at the map, it is fairly obvious that this map is showing the Wildwood Thicket, and the place that's circled could be anywhere around you, once you study the map a little bit closer.
I pocket the map.
Okay, so the map is in your pocket. I will remind you that Lyra is still unconscious during all this. So these are things that you have that she does not know about.
Got it.
All right, roll me that d6 just one more time.
4.
Okay. In among the things on this wagon, you see within like a small pouch a loose bardic lute string. A single lute string out of place among the trinkets.
I take it.
Okay. So yeah, you have that. You have a random lute string as well. You will notice that it does look a lot like the strings that Lyra uses on her lute.
Got it.
Okay, so at this point in your investigation, Lyra has rested long enough, and she wakes up. Here will be a decent time to show you how a short rest works, because you were just kind of rummaging around a thing. On a short rest, you can use some of your hit dice to heal back some of your damage.
Well, she will. I won't, because I was busy.
No, I'll give you a short rest because you were just kind of leisurely looking through and investigating some stuff. During your time investigating, I will grant both yourself and Lyra a short rest. So go ahead and roll your d12 plus 3.
I heal 6 damage.
Okay, go ahead and mark that down.
Back up to 9. Now, resting in general will heal me back up, won't it? Like when I'm on the night watch.
Oh, a long rest. Yeah, it'll do a whole different thing. I'm going to see how much healing Lyra gets. Oh, she gets an 8, so she goes back up.
She at full health?
No, just down by 1. So she has her 8 HP. That's the thing, yeah. Low-level characters, you're a little more squishy. And I will say, I didn't balance this encounter, so 4 goblins might have been a little bit hard for 2 players to deal with. So that's why it maybe was a little shaky.
I killed 3 of them!
But I'm saying for her sake.
Oh, okay.
For someone that's more squishy. You did go pretty low on health, but you absolutely killed 3 and would have killed the 4th if they would have stuck around.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you've done a little bit of healing. You've done some investigating. You have found the map
And the loot string.
and the loot string. You have those on your person, and I would imagine, considering you said you are suspicious, you won't.
Not going to bring it up to her yet.
Yeah. All right. But she does wake up, and she goes, did any of them get away?
The poor bastard who shot you did. Got me pretty good in the neck.
Hells. Thanks for patching me up here as well as you could.
Not a problem.
All right.
We're square for now.
All right, so what do we have here?
Junk. And some corpses.
Oh,
I
at
have
least
an idea, though.
At least Turkey's getting a good meal.
Yeah. I have an idea, though.
What's your idea?
Whatever Turkey doesn't finish, we set it up. We make it look more gruesome than it already is. We leave it as a message, and then we burn the remains of this old caravan.
Okay. Yeah. You go ahead and start preparing the bodies. I'm going to go ahead and take a look in this wagon and see if there's anything else hidden within here.
All right, you do that. I'm going to make this look like I don't know how I can make this look more brutal than it already is, but I definitely want to leave a message here for the rest of the goblins that are out there.
Well met. Okay. So, while you go ahead on your gruesome business, I'm going to erase what's on my boogie board, and I'm going to write down the only thing we have left. Shot bird.
Oh, yes.
We'll definitely have to remember that before the end.
Hey, Lyra, when you're done, remember that bird that got shot?
No, I didn't see anything.
You remember you heard it, right?
I heard something.
Yeah, it was a bird. It's like maybe 20 feet over that way.
I'm glad you didn't feed it the turkey.
No, that was for us.
Nice.
Mind going to get that?
In a minute. Okay. So she looks through. As you're going about your business, she shares with you the things she finds. So the first thing she finds, she looks at you.
All right. What?
I'm actually going to have us do a bit of a contested roll here. All right, roll me insight.
So it's a D20 plus...
If it's a skill check, it's always a D20. But yeah, insight.
Plus 1. Nat 20, so 21.
All right.
Just so you know I'm not lying.
I love that Kool-Aid man face.
Oh, yeah!
All right. So you notice as she looked at you before she hands you this or says what she says, there's a bit of a strangeness to her expression. She kind of eyes you up and down as if maybe she was a bit apprehensive about showing this to you or sharing it.
Something you want to say?
Yes, and she hands this to you, and that will be yours to keep with your character sheet. And then Lyra asks, "Do you recognize that?"
The short sword?
No, okay. I should explain. So yes, there's a bit of really high grade parchment with a symbol of a strangely shaped crescent moon with a dagger piercing through the moon, and there are a few drops of thick fluid that you could presume are blood coming from the end of the dagger. It looks like somebody's potentially their symbol, or what would you call that? It's on like a tabard.
Crest.
Like their crest. It definitely is representative of someone.
Doesn't ring a bell to me yet.
Right. With your insight, especially since you rolled a frickin' 20, I will tell you, you're not entirely sure, but you think she might know more about that than she is saying, because she hasn't said really anything.
Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, she is gauging to see if you know anything.
Doesn't really ring a bell to me, but it looks like you might know something. Care to share?
Yeah, I might know who this is, but...
Is this an old caravan from the one that we're helping? Or is this something completely different?
It could be an old friend, but... You'll have to It will have to wait for now.
Then why don't you hold on to this?
Okay. So you hand it back. She...
When you say old friend, are we talking an actual friend, or are we talking trouble?
Absolutely and certainly both. She looks at it with a bit of... Well, how would I describe it? A longing desperation and a wave of sadness.
Former lover?
Puchirelli, you are far more insightful than I ever would have gave you credit for. She didn't laugh, I did. Because of insight. But you can tell she doesn't really want to talk about it. She continues to scrounge. She picks up a set of small wooden discs carved with cryptic phrases or symbols. One of the phrases that stands out to her, she says out loud to you, looking directly into your eyes, "Where the shrew's shadow falls, the gold shall sleep."
Very funny.
No, that's the phrase that's on this token. And as she hands it to you, you see that those are the words inscribed upon the token. That's strange, because the first time I saw you, your eyes reminded me of the black eyes of a shrew.
Hence why I know why you handed me this. What do you think it means?
I mean, it could be a valuable clue. I don't know what it would be attached to. I don't know where this clue would be pertinent.
Hold on to it. Maybe our friend Marlowe knows.
Okay, so you hand back the token, and she puts the riddling tokens aside. Then she pulls out another scrap of parchment, but she kind of just looks at it. You see her kind of sigh, and then she pockets it with the symbol.
Care to share what that was?
Just a manifest of what was on here. Nothing really. Pretty much everything that was listed on the manifest is now not here. Probably already taken by these goblins.
All right. Is that everything in here?
You want to roll insight?
13.
Okay. Yeah. What she's saying, you can take it at face value. Puchirelli doesn't really notice anything untoward about what she said.
All right.
Yes, and then she says, "No, there's really not really anything else here."
All right. Can you walk?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go get turkey. Let's light this bitch. Let's get back to the caravan.
I'm gonna go get that bird.
Oh yeah, go get that bird at dinner.
All right. She runs and grabs the bird.
So sick and tired of feather stew.
And as you're about to head into the direction that you came, back to Marlowe and the caravan, you hear a voice call out from behind you. "Yeah, that's them!" And then,
"Oi, there! What did you do to my boys?"
And that's where we're going to end for now.
Oh, hell yeah!
Okay, so yeah, we got us a nice little combat encounter. We encountered some death. We did some healing. We did some investigating. There's some mystery.
I'm only at 9 HP.
Yeah, but that'll be fun. She still has her spell slot, so she might begin combat by just trying to heal you back up to full.
Good,
because you're what's your 16? I think
16.
Yeah. So she might end up like healing you back to full and then getting the fuck behind you.
Good, and I think this next time I'm not gonna just let Turkey sit there. I think I might utilize.
Turkey is full of goblin meat, has a hunger. Turkey might be ready to roll. I'll say that as a totally viable plan. I will remind you next time, as I'll remind you now, that if Turkey would end up dying in combat, Marlowe would probably not be pleased, but, ends means to an end.
Well, I mean, like I said, like it says here, I am an animal handler. It could be that I've made such a connection with Turkey that Turkey defended me from a fatal strike.
Yeah. So, we could go with any and all.
And Turkey won't get eaten if Turkey dies. If Turkey dies defending me and Lyra in battle,
a hero's
Turkey
grave
gets a hero's goddamn funeral.
Nice. I'll also say pretty much what you would know in your heart, Puchirelli, is that you could tell Marlowe, like, well, if Lyra and I died and Turkey was off somewhere safe, Turkey would just die after us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Turkey definitely has some offensive power, as
Turkey,
seen by the killing blow on that first goblin
and the
on
kick
last
to my
session.
face.
And the kick to your face. That was how you ended up taking damage the first time and lost one of Lyra's spell slots.
Yep.
All right, so that was really fun.
Hell yeah. I hope you guys out there are enjoying this. The ones that are listening, I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah. And who knows when we'll do this next time, but I mean, considering how much we've been enjoying it, I feel like, because I've kind of entirely dropped the bit of surprising you with this, because we didn't even open with that, as I was originally going to want to do.
Yeah.
I originally wanted it to be like, guess what we're doing today, but I was just too excited to get into it, so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we'll sign off from the Theater of the Mind, although we used actual miniatures this time, so that was fun. But for you guys, it's the Theater of the Mind.
Use your imagination. Like, can I get copyright for that?
Take a look. It's in a book.
Reading Rainbow.
No! Puchirelli cleaved a goblin. That's
yeah.
The rainbow was of the goblin's blood.
Oh, yes. A mighty spurt it was.
Oh, you're going to go home right now and do a mighty spurt.
Oh, yeah.
If you enjoyed that stupid thing, whatever just happened, why not subscribe to it, or follow it, or just like it? I don't know. Whatever it is you're doing on whatever platform this is on.
If you have any suggestions for episodes or ideas,
Episode ideas!
whatever, feet pics included,
Hey,
you can send those in the comment section, or you can email us at windbreakermedia@gmail.com. I like the feet.
it's also all one word. ChatGPT appreciates proper email syntax.
It doesn't appreciate feet.
It does appreciate the support of our listeners.
Why am I not included when you say that?
Hey, we'll probably all three of you. Thus, we'll see you next time.
Send the feet.
Set feet.